Hello and welcome to Monday night live at 5 with myself, Lucy Davis, and David Mahoney will be with us imminently whenever he's finished brushing his hair and prettying himself up. As you're jumping on, please do comment and let me know that you can hear me okay. I know we've had a few issues recently with the audio. We've had a few moments where YouTube's just cut me out, which is why I've actually gone back to using a program that plugs into the back of YouTube. What's fascinating today is that YouTube have removed a handful of my videos. I got emails this afternoon whilst I was on my way back from going to see a dentist a little way away from where I live. And I was getting all these emails coming in. And what's really fascinating is it's the videos that I've done with Charlie Ward predominantly. So I don't know what he's done to get on the naughty step again, but it's definitely interesting what's taking place. Like I don't lose any videos and they haven't given me any strikes. They've just said, we believe that your content is violating standards. So ladies and gents, I would really appreciate it if you could comment profusely on this video so that extra people can find the content. Also, if you are in any of my groups, my Facebook group, my Telegram group, please go and share it across those platforms. I do believe that we are live on Facebook as well, but I have got absolutely no idea. The numbers certainly aren't insinuating that we are live on both. Yes. Well, what's really funny, Gina, is that David and Charlie don't actually hang out together at all, like none at all. But obviously they do a lot of videos together. So clearly I'm now on the naughty step by being tied up with these two reprobates. Maybe that's what it is. I'm not too sure, but you know. So a little bit about what's been going on since last week. I don't even remember what we spoke about last week, to be honest with you. So if anyone wants to remind me, I'd be really grateful to you. But what I have myself, what I've been up to is I went to, hi, Maxine. So we are on Facebook. That's amazing. Thanks for letting me know, darling. I hope you're well. It's good to see your name pop up. And I've never seen a Facebook notification come up doing this video before. So clearly StreamYard have changed something. So that's really cool. So today I have been to see a holistic dentist here in Spain, which is absolutely amazing. I'm a bit fussy. For those of you that don't know me very well, I'm a little bit fussy as to what goes in my body and, the kind of things that I allow into my energy field. And a very good friend of mine, Christina, I said to her, I need to go to the dentist. I need to get some stuff done. Like, I know I need to get some stuff done. But I'm a bit, for want of better words, I'm a bit anal about things, especially with the way that vaccinations are used and things like that. So I went to see this amazing holistic dentist today. He was absolutely next level. Like, I've been doing these weird and wonderful tests and I've been having my blood done and all sorts of things like that. And I just feel so comfortable and I'm so grateful. Although it took me 50 minutes to drive to this person, like, I feel so grateful that I have found my person to look after my mouth whilst I'm here in Spain. Okay, so last week we spoke about Germany. Thank you so much for reminding me, Gigi, and thank you, Lizzie, for again reminding me about that. What a huge video that was. Like, it was absolutely massive. The feedback has been amazing. I'll be honest with you, there was a couple of comments in David's Telegram group, and it tends to be that he gets comments like this that were negative. Oh, Lucy isn't who she says she is, whatever. Like, guys, I'm not here to impress anybody. I'm not here to do anything other than the work for mankind. If you find yourself thinking, oh, this person isn't what they say you are or whatever, you need to turn the mirror on yourself and really have a look at how you're not being authentic in your life. Like, with all due respect, I'm going to go and do my life anyway. If you don't like the videos that I do or the work that I do, just don't follow it. It's as simple as that. I wouldn't follow somebody if they irritated me daily. That said, one of my clients recently was like, Lucy, you were triggering the shit out of me for ages, but I couldn't stop looking at you. And then all of a sudden, boom, I got the healing. And now I am so, like, I love you so much. Yeah, Maxine, I'm here to trigger the heck out of people. Like, yeah, I'm here to trigger the heck out of people. And I get that, I do it most days with David. He'll probably explain that in a minute. But, you know, we're all on our own path. And if something doesn't resonate with you, my biggest piece of advice for each and every one of you is just step away. Like, just step away from it. If you don't like something, don't do it. If every time you put your hand on something, it burnt you, you wouldn't touch it again, would it? It would only be a couple of times that you do it and then you'd go, no, I'm not doing that again. Lucy, you mentioned your Telegram on your Instagram live. What is the name of your Telegram group? Thanks, or if anyone knows. My Telegram group is Self-Love Club with Lucy Davis. That is where yesterday, out of nowhere, I don't know why, I just felt as if I needed to do some healing. And it was absolutely amazing. Some of the results that came through that have been outstanding. Like, I've had feedback from people that normally bitch and whinge and moan that they haven't received something or they haven't got something. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, I got it this time around. It was amazing. So Mr. Mahoney's in the house, it appears. All right, love.
I'm here, don't worry.
I'm not worried.
Are you ready?
Ever. I'm never worried.
Do you know what I've been doing? Putting the ironing away.
I'm so proud of you.
Wrestling with domestic bullshit.
I'm so proud of him. Do you know what? He's how can I put this really beautifully politely? I have to nag him to do certain things, don't I, sweetheart?
Once or twice. Hello there. What have I missed? I heard you saying I'm a little fussy about my dentist. A little fussy is not the word. She's extremely fussy. Took us ages to find that. So, Christina, thank you. And thank you for finding a dentist really far from me. So I have to spend an hour driving over there and an hour back.
You didn't have to come. You didn't have to come.
I'm not going next time. You can go.
Why did you come?
Because I wanted to make sure you're okay.
That's not what he said. He said, I wanted to spend more time with you.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I did say that.
Oh, so sweet. So cute. Yeah. This other side of David that people don't see. You're in sparkles. Look at you.
I think they need to turn the light up a bit.
David is in his glittery t-shirt today, ladies and gents. It's because you're too close to the green screen, I would imagine. Like, as in the colour.
Maybe why don't I go slip into something else?
You go and slip into something more comfortable.
I'll be right back.
I'll be with you as soon as I can. Amazing. So I'll finish off what David and I were just talking about, because David is amazing in so many ways. You guys know I love him dearly, but to get him to do something domestic is a little bit challenging. Now, as you guys know, if you have watched the March energy update and the full moon update, which tomorrow's the full moon, by the way, ladies and gents, so buckle up. Tonight it's happening. It's really, really cloudy here in Spain, so we're probably not going to see it today, but hopefully tomorrow morning we will do. Anyway, so basically, David has been promising me for ages, babe, I'm going to declutter under the beds and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And good on him. Like, I've just left him to it. And then all of a sudden he'll go on a bit of a mission and I'm like, yay, I'm really happy. Well done for doing it. But I went into the room a minute ago to do a call, an interview as well, like not like interviewing somebody to work with me. And I'm like looking around the room and it looks like a bomb's gone off in there and there's clothing just piled high. And I came out and I'm like, and he just got off a video. Oh, he's got all dressed up for you all.
No more sparkles. Yeah, because
was it offending you?
There's a lot of that stuff I'm throwing out, donating all the stuff I don't wear anymore.
Yes, darling.
So, what are we talking about tonight?
Well, we're just talking about you being a domestic god right now, babe. In all honesty,
true.
It's not in the slightest.
If there was a knighthood for that, I should get one.
No. So, let's hear a little bit about what you've been up to. I explained off the back of last week's video, the Germany video. We got a couple of trolls in your group, didn't we? Saying the work can't be believed and all the rest of it. But they're regular trolls of yours.
I actually figured out how to ban them now, though, because techie stuff like that, I figured out how to get rid of them.
You're still glittery. You're right. Look, it must be you, babe. You must be getting more energetic, like more electric.
I'm going to turn that up a bit in a second. Which side is it? It's this side. It's definitely that one. The thing is, I don't mind constructive criticism.
No, I don't either.
But, when people just say nasty things, why bother saying it at all? What side of my face? That side, that's the wrong light.
We've lost him now. Until he sorts the lighting situation out, we've lost him. He won't be back until that.
No, it's just don't bother saying anything at all. I mean,
I agree with that.
I did a video with Simon Parks, and some people are just saying, "Oh, he's full of shit. That's denim." And then Nicholas Van Yarman, he's too perfect. He's too he's too weird looking, you're too perfect looking. I'm like, what? Listen to the material, who cares? So I don't like to ban anybody but you're looking for trouble. It's like you go picking a fight. What do you expect is going to happen? You're going to get a bloody nose.
Yeah, for me personally, right, I welcome the comments. You know I do. Like I look for the gold in everything. If somebody has a reaction, if somebody gets triggered, I'm like, right, okay, let's explore how we can have this conversation without it turning into a big situation or whatever. So I love these situations, but it's very, very interesting, and it's very important that we have boundaries in place with these people. And with all due respect, I'm never going to get into a slanging match. I might do with David if I have to defend myself at some point, but I don't get involved in any of that. Has that stopped it? Not really. No.
Yeah, it has. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Is David still glittery, ladies and gents? That's the question. But what I would rather do is just ignore, because I know that people get to see the real people behind what's going on. But it's just you and Charlie attract a bit of that, don't you? A bit of nonsense.
We always did,
Well, Charlie's got 5 of my videos banned from YouTube today.
5 of your videos? I didn't know that.
Out of nowhere. Yeah, in the car on the way back. I looked at my emails when I got back, and 5 videos that I've done with Charlie have been removed from my YouTube. So he's obviously on the naughty step.
Oh, I didn't know that. Depends what you talked about in the shows. I know you're not allowed to say the word vaccine and things like that in there. So
you just thought you'd say it? Yeah.
Oh, is that where we are now? Sorry. Last week we weren't on that though.
No, we're on StreamYard, but it goes to YouTube and Facebook.
Okay, so I'll watch what I'm saying. What else have I been doing? Cleaning up, going through like spring cleaning stuff. Decluttering. In alignment with the energies. Yeah, I've been downstairs going through my lockup, my storage area. Been going through there. I've got some proper stuff down there. I've never let Lucy look. And once you've looked in there, haven't you?
Yeah, he said to me, I'm never going to let you look in the store cupboard. So, of course, what do? I'm like, babe, let me see. Come on, it can't be that bad. And then he opened the door and I was like, oh, shit, it's really that bad. This man, like I say, as amazing as he is, he's a freaking hoarder.
No, I have 2 of everything because you know what? I threw something out the other day and I thought, Yesterday, I threw out these tiny screwdrivers that you get when you buy a new phone screen off eBay. They send you these tiny little blue screwdriver sets. And I literally threw it out yesterday. And today, the remote control for the garage went. I have to get a tiny screwdriver to replace the batteries, which are here, these little tiny things. And I said, I threw the damn thing away yesterday. It's typical case, that, isn't it? You always need it when you throw it away. So I've got 1 spare tire for every single car that we have. And they're all, and now I've started taking them to my friend's garage. And even he raised an eyebrow when I went round the house.
Yeah, he did today. He was like, seriously, you really want to drop some more stuff off here? David stalks this man pretty much, don't you?
Well, he's a bit behind on schedule. I've got a couple of things I've got to get done there. So
it's just crazy, but it's great. The stuff that you're doing is great, right? You're having a mass clear out of lots of different areas of your life, which is amazing to witness.
Here's something that might be a bit off topic, right, but I'm going to put this out to the audience as well, because we're in relatively new relationship. The romance side has been 4 months now. I'm frightened to say in case I get it wrong. Like 4 or 5 months. But here's what you do is, like, in my storeroom, I've got pictures of myself in situations and with exes, some of them that I don't have in the house. But it's difficult because do you throw them out? What do you do with them? So Lucy's saying you have to clear that energy. Now, she's not forcing me to do anything. I want to add this. This is not her saying, I don't want any pictures of your ex. But you know what? If I was with something that happened 15, 20 years ago and it was like, what a great night that was, an amazing picture. It's a difficult situation. Do you throw them out? Do you put them in storage? What's the point of keeping them?
Let me explain the energetics of this. And most people on here will get it. Like, you don't watch my content, but so you're very attached to keeping hold of everything because you're a hoarder. When you hold on to the energetics of past relationships and things like that, you are essentially saying, this energy I'm going to continue to allow. So I'm going to stay in that mindset. I'm going to stay in that energy field. And I get where you're coming from completely. But it's like, Lizzie's put, throw them out. Like, you've got to at some point to release the attachments. We've all got energetic attachments together. And until you release them, until you actually free yourself from them genuinely, you can't move forward.
Well, let me make it a little bit clearer on one example. Imagine I have a group photograph and there's 6 of us. I don't have this, but
so what's the point in sharing it?
Well, because there is one picture up there with 4 of us in there, and one of the people in that picture, I don't like them. But do I throw the whole picture away because it was a great afternoon? It's a nice picture. It reminds me of carefree days when I was,
That's for you, that comment.
It's like deleting the phone number in the phone. Well, I mean, I'd have to go through everybody's number like that. But the worst part about that is if you don't block them and then they ring you, you say, hello. And it's like, oh, shit, I really want to talk to them. I prefer to see who I'm trying to avoid or who I don't want to talk to by not doing that, blocking them and things like that. I'm not a fan of. I don't avoid problems. I usually, if there's a problem or something coming, I'll hit it straight on. Right, come on, let's deal with this. But photograph of 4 of us. One of the guys in there, I don't like the way he treats his daughter. He's not a good dad. I haven't talked to him in 15 years, but the other 2 are still very good friends of mine. Do I take the picture down? Do I just cut his head out of it? It's a difficult one, pictures.
Nah, see, for me, it's very straightforward. As soon as you change the energies around thing, and actually it's quite linked to what we're going to be talking about tonight, right? You are living what you are putting out there. If you have a picture, and I didn't know this story about this, by the way, but if you have a picture on your wall of someone you don't like, what do you think you are bringing into your home?
Oh, the other people in, yeah, but there's 4 of us in there. One of the people I don't like. So the other 2, the 3 of them, it's 3 to 4 energy ratio.
Denise has said put it in storage.
What did Denise say? Put it in storage.
Yeah. For me personally, I just, like I've got the memories in my mind. I've got other pictures. Like that's what I do. Like I don't hold on to anything like that. You know this because we've had this conversation many times. I think he's looking for some support from you guys, but it doesn't look like he's going to get it.
No, right, I'm off then. That's it. No more.
Here is obviously, and we haven't spoken about this in bloody ages.
No more Monday nights. You can all get stuffed now. I quit.
It's brilliant. At the end of the day, like I say, no, but it's sensible. Think about it. You've got to release all of it.
Is this your shopping list?
No, babe.
Sausages, steaks, shish kebabs.
Listen to him. This is what he does when he's not getting his own way. I'm so glad you've been able to see it.
Look, you're planning on going to Iceland tomorrow, the supermarket. Strawberry ice lollies.
It doesn't say anything of the sort.
Sponge pudding, sticky toffee pudding.
You see what I have to put up with, if I don't get Mr. Defensive, I get Mr. All right, let's just distract from what's just happened.
The puppet show.
Anyway, really good lead into the subject that we're going to be talking about this evening, which is why does this happen to me?
Why does this happen to me?
And so let's start with why the shit hits the fan in David Mahoney's life from time to time. Yeah. And now let's not use real examples. Let's just use a hypothetical situation.
Well, I think using real examples is pretty good.
Okay, go.
I can't remember an example.
Shit hits the fan. You.
Well, I believe is this probably from shaving? Is this my beard?
Sorry, ladies.
I believe in tackling problems head on. So I'm a guy that's proactive when I see something coming over the horizon. Okay, like that's going to be a problem. For example, I don't like driving without insurance because the one time I'm only going to nip around the corner, you'll get busted. So I'm funny about insurance. I don't like to have problems coming at me. I'm a preventative guy. When Lucy's out on a 17th glass of wine, I'll just say, let's just move that into the middle. I'll move the hot cup of tea. She'll put it right on the edge. And then she starts talking with her hands. And I'll just go, let's just move that there, shall we? 17 glasses of wine.
I love it. 17. Can you imagine me? I'd be absolutely comatose on my back. I'd be on your shoulders at this point of 17 glasses.
So I tend to be preventative. I see something wearing down. I change the oil in my cars and stuff. I'm preventative guy rather than, we'll deal with that when we happen, which happens, but no license. I have a license. I just don't have it in my hand.
Oh, I love it. I love you tonight, Lizzie. Thank you. Thank you for being here with me.
So let's think about when the shit hits the fan.
Well, can I give another example? Do you mind?
Yeah.
Right. So more often than not, I love bringing the mischievous 8-year-old out. I just activate people's inner child. That's what I do. We've had some fun though the last couple of days, haven't we? Like really being quite playful and cheeky. Mm-hmm. We're just being very, very childlike. I wanted to jump out on him yesterday, but he had his hands in his motorbike, right? And I was like, oh shit, I don't know enough about bikes to know that if I make him jump, he's not going to cut his fingers off. So I had to retract from doing it. It's fucking fucking annoying, excuse my French. Honestly, it's so annoying.
Sneaking up to me in the
Yeah,
garage.
I was. I parked the car outside and walked into the garage so that he wouldn't know, and I hid behind a pillar, and then I was like, oh shit, he's got his hands in a motorbike. So if anybody's got any information on motorbikes, and if it's safe for me to make somebody jump out of their skin, please do let me know, because I would really like to do it.
As long as the bike's not running, you can do it. If there's no engine sound, you're all right.
Well, now I know that. Anyway, I digress as always. So tonight is very much about, like, why does this happen to me? And what I mean by that is when we step into victim. So let's say, for example, you're driving along a road, and then you start to feel that maybe one of your tires, and I've had this recently, babe, haven't I? One of your tires is starting to feel a bit weird, and maybe it skids a little bit, or maybe you just feel as if the pressure's going down, so you stop the car at the nearest petrol station, and you're like, shit, like, I've obviously gone over something, but the air's going from my tire. Why does this happen to me? Why does it always happen to me? It's that position that we put ourselves in. Another really good one, and literally the first comment on this video tonight, the first comment on the live video is, I'm going to ask the same question again. Why have I got this issue? And it was a health issue. So let's go there. Why does this happen to me? That's a why is this happening to me? For me, in my language, and I know I'm extremely, extremely harsh with my language, David absolutely loves it when I am, is why are you stepping into victim mode? As soon as you say, why has this happened to me? You're in victim mode. You're in a low vibration, which essentially is fear. Got anything to say on this so far?
Yeah, I think, I was going to wait a little bit longer with that, because a lot of this you'll attract. I feel it's like you've done it to yourself. For example, why is the air gone out of my tires? Because you haven't taken care of it. You haven't maintained it. You haven't watched for it. You knew it was something wrong with it. You're getting an alarm on your dash saying low tire warning or low engine warning and low oil warning. I remember I blew up a car once and saying, what's that orange light? It can't be that bad. And it was the no oil in the car, so blew it up. But with all of these situations, it's probably too early to me to say this. So
can I actually just challenge you on exactly that thing that you just said?
Yeah.
So I was driving my last BMW. I was driving it in January 2021, maybe. And before I left home, I got it in my head that I was going to get, there was going to be something with my tire, right? I didn't know why, but it just popped in my head. And I drove an hour and a half or an hour, I don't know, let's say an hour and a half to where I needed to go. Literally, as I pulled into the person's road, my tire went flat, and the thing came on that the run flat had come on. Before that, I had no sign. I had nothing whatsoever. So I'm just going to challenge the fact that you ignore things. I didn't ignore it, but I definitely called it in. I knew intuitively that something was going to happen. Didn't stop me driving fast.
Yeah.
Didn't stop me doing any of that stuff. But exactly as I had requested from the universe, I had called it in.
All right. Well, that's definitely possible, but you have more talent with that, about calling things in. That happens, absolutely. But I still have a feeling that a lot of people have these things happen because they deserve it. You deserve it. Why does my boyfriend keep leaving me? Well, you keep driving him crazy, and you keep repeating the same things.
Because you've got pictures of him on your phone or in your storeroom.
Yeah. Terrible that.
But it's true. It's the energetics.
Whatever the reason. I mean, maybe we won't use that. Why do you keep getting fired from work? Why can you not hold the job down? Yeah. Why does that keep happening? It's because, is it your attitude? Are you're doing the same thing? Because we talked about this before, being stuck in this loop, the continuous loop. And as you go round and round the roundabout, you're making the same mistakes over and over and over. Not trying to be funny, but I often see women that say, oh, he was a bastard, but now I've got this guy. I was like, hold on a second, he looks just exactly like the other one. What is this, his twin or what?
Nobody can say that about you.
No, not this time anyway. So repeating the same, I think a lot of people get into trouble for repeating the same mistakes that have got you into the previous problem before. Stop doing the same things that don't work out for you. Change it. Gluten. Oh, man, I feel terrible. What did you have for breakfast? 2 slices of bread. Stop eating food that doesn't agree with you. Stop being around people that are negative. Change the pattern. But identifying the pattern is quite hard sometimes, I admit.
It is. And it's that moment that, we really need to get to the nitty gritty about it, because it's very easy for us to step into victim without recognizing that we're a victim. I'm going to take you back to my health journey from, you know, way back when. I didn't realize until I started healing that I was a victim. I didn't. I had no idea. But every single week I'd go to the doctors. Every single month I'd be on antibiotics, and every single month I'd be in the hospital going for tests. I was married to my disease in my body. I was chasing that feeling of getting the attention or whatever it was that was being created by me being in these situations. Now, I wasn't doing that consciously. I wasn't doing, oh yeah, my doctor's really nice, I want to go and spend the day with him. Not at all. It wasn't like that. I genuinely perceived myself to be sick. Why? Because I was. However, what I didn't realize was that by me being like, oh, poor me, I've got this throat and I've got this and I've got that I was actually perpetuating the situation and bringing more of it into my life. And that's the long and short of it. If you have dis-ease in your body, if you are sick, you need to look at why you are bringing this in to yourself. It's a harsh reality.
It is, yeah. And I've been guilty of making the same mistakes. Work-wise, you know, I hate these people. Why am I working with these? I can't stand it. Here I am working with them again. And now I've changed it. I had an opportunity recently to work with a bunch of people who I really don't agree with their politics, their ethics, the way they do things. And I said, nah, I'm not going to do it. Whereas before I'd say, well, okay, it's just, you know, 10 minutes. I often get invited to go to, you know, hey, we're going to go to this restaurant. I don't like it. It's like sitting in somebody's greenhouse with really bad acoustics, and I can hear everybody's conversation reverbing around the place, and it makes me anxious and jittery. So I said, no, I'm not going there. I'll go somewhere else, but I don't like it. Whereas before I'd say, well, you know, it's only an hour. But it takes you a while to come out of that, because you come out of there, you haven't enjoyed the night. You've rushed the food just to get out there because you're anxious and jittery. But this is probably something I want to add now. When you are in these situations, I'll give you a good example. I was on a flight once from Houston to San Diego, and it was a holiday, August, and everybody was trying to get out. There was limited flights. It was about 2012 or 13, somewhere like that, quite a while ago. So we're all at the airport, and they said, well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm really sorry, but we're going to have to divert the flight into Las Vegas. No, it was into Albuquerque, New Mexico. So we're flying to San Diego, and we got diverted to Albuquerque, and everybody went mad. I could see, oh my God, oh, Jesus Christ. You know, and I said, well, that's good. I actually quite like New Mexico. Let's see what's waiting for me here. Obviously, I need to be here for some reason. Let's see why. Now, Lucy's the same as this. We've often done that. We pulled over saying, oh, this is not the one. And I need a bathroom break. Oh, sorry, I just missed that exit. And then we'll pull over to the next one, and then we'll see something in there that'll say, okay, oh, that's why, a great big sign or some numbers or a photograph of a foreign destination. So there tends to be a reason behind, you know, if you look at a negative situation, oh, I didn't want to get off this train station. I got the wrong one. I had to wait here, or my car won't start. I can't find my keys. Switch the whole negative incident. Losing your keys is a great one.
Yeah.
There's always going to be a reason for it. You're going to be delayed. If you do follow this instinctive path that we're on, can't find my car keys, people get furious. They just say, well, that's weird. Let's wait 10 minutes, I'm not supposed to be down there. We'll go.
Yeah, and it's very interesting. You know, I personally have been in situations where, you know, let's talk about the Morocco thing. You know, I don't want to go into too many details because obviously this is a public platform, but my driver in Morocco, out of the blue, said, I need to stop and buy something. And I thought, that's out of character. But I was like, okay, good for you. You know, if that's what you want to do, just do it. And he actually ended up saving my life by doing that, because if we had traveled or when we traveled the same amount of distance, there had been a fatal accident exactly, you know, the amount of time that we stopped for, and it would have been us. So, you know, I'm so grateful when I lose something or something blocks me, or, you know, there's been times where I've been downstairs in the car. I can't remember where I was going last week. I was downstairs in the car and I thought, oh God, I've forgotten that. So I'll run back up, and I know the reason I forgot it because it was right by the door. There was no reason that I needed to miss it or forget it or any of that stuff. But I know it was because it's just creating a little bit of an extra safety barrier for me. And that's how I live my life. And we're quite good with that, aren't we? Like if flights get delayed or anything like that, we just go, you know what, this is where we're supposed to be. This is what we're supposed to be doing. And when you
straight into the bar.
10 wines later,
15 wines later, Lucy demands to fly the airplane. You I'm
the pilot now. Who's
the
mama? Who's the mama? So again, this is it's all about learning. It's all about being reminded as to why we're going on a journey. Now, that's very easy and obvious to do, you know. Every set of traffic lights are changing today. Like every set of traffic lights are changing today, you know, and it's annoying when that happens, isn't it? Like, why is because it's doing you a favor. Like, you need to slow down, you need to be more patient. You're getting the memo through.
Sorry guys, that actually happened recently. I said, we're hitting every single light we're hitting is red, and then about 2 minutes later everyone was green. I said, you notice how this has changed now?
Yeah.
We're very astute and tuned into that. And it's quite good fun actually traveling around together. And I'm looking over saying, has she noticed it? Because I've noticed it. And then, you know, we do.
Of course I notice it.
Clueless. Hey, you know, you were talking about all that health stuff when you were in the hospital and all the time you spent with doctors. Did they teach you how to write? Because you write like a doctor. Nobody can understand that. Shopping list in front of you there.
It's not a shopping list, you crazy man. He's such a pain in the butt. Honestly, I have to deal with this 24/7. And on top of that, my mum nags me about my
her mum's got.
Hang on one sec. My mum nags me about my writing. It's absolutely hilarious. And now he does exactly the same. Go on.
Oh, you're not going to read out that message your mum sent? We're both cracking up. Read that out, man. That's fantastic.
Everybody, you know my mum, right? You know, like my mum is my favorite person on the planet, right? She is hilarious. She is my biggest teacher for so many reasons, you know. But my mum this weekend went to a whole new level. So David and I moving a little bit, okay?
Yeah.
So, you know, I basically said to my mum, you know, where we're going to be, because it is my mum. Like, there's probably only a handful of people that are going to know where we are, right? But I said to my mum about it, and my mum basically started talking about how snakes and the wildlife.
Don't walk outside the house without protective clothing because of the lynx, which are little mountain lions they have in Spain that look like little cats, really. They're not that big. And all the different species of snakes, which she'd looked up and told us how many venomous snakes they are in the entire Iberian Peninsula, and not to go out the house without wearing protective gear.
Literally. So I'm like, babe, because he just thinks my mum's lovely. He like doesn't see this crazy side of her, and I'm like, babe.
I'm beginning to now after those messages.
I'm like, babe, check this out, right? And we were wetting ourselves yesterday, weren't we? We're like literally we're rolling on the floor, and I messaged my mum, and I'm like, you are absolutely brilliant. Like, I don't know where you get this information from, but your research, like, to be fair, her research was on point, wasn't it? Yeah. And the way that she'd constructed it was hilarious. And basically today, so I took a little video today and I sent it to her, didn't I? And I'm like, how many species do you think are in here, mum?
Hiding in the woods, waiting to kill us.
And she's like, just put protective clothing on.
Yeah, she'd written it it was very well constructed words. She used these really nice words, which the way she'd written it, you didn't get the joke until the last two words you'd read out.
She but what's so funny is she's like, I don't understand why my daughter is such a wanderer. I'll never understand why you won't put down roots. And you know, I think she thinks he's my roots.
You think I'm going to settle you down? No, I'll probably make you worse.
Exactly. It's just hilarious. It's just so funny. My mum is brilliant. Honestly, she if you ever do any of my programs, my mum is referred to a lot through my programs because she has taught me so much about myself. Like, I am literally the pain in her backside, because I am like, my number one value is freedom and her number one value is security. Like, it's just we go cross wires to each other. Now, some of you met my mum at Soul School in Bournemouth. It's just hilarious. The life that we have is just hilarious, isn't it?
I have a memory when my son was about 2. He's 25 now in Spain, so it was the spring. It was like March, April. First nice day. We were outside, and I heard, "Look, Daddy, look what I found." And as I turned around, he picked up a centipede about that long, and I just saw the centipede go like this and go, yeah, and sting him. So I was like, well, I didn't panic at all. I was like, oh, here we go. You'll be like a wasp thing. So it started to swell. So I drove him straight to the hospital. And as we were driving through the little town, he's going, and he got so mad because as he's waving his hand, because it's singing, all these people waving back to him. And he's thinking, why are these people waving at me? Stop having. So when we got to the hospital,
Bless him.
there was about 3, 4, 5 other little boys had been like centipedes, a scorpion, all sitting there going, ah! Funny. So there's nothing really that bad in Spain. So for any mums wondering, should you send your kids, don't worry about it. I've never seen anything. I've seen a couple of snakes in 28 years I've been here now. I've seen a snake. I've never seen a scorpion. And I saw one centipede once. That's it.
Have you seen any lynxes?
Yeah. I actually saw the shadow of one of these lynxes just leaping over just at dusk, driving down that road where we come back. And I was with my son. So we both like, oh, because you could see it was like a large cat just leapt over the edge. But I don't know anybody who's been attacked by him. You got more chance of being encountering a wild boar, but they're not so wild anymore now. The wild boar come into the villages now, and they're like pet tame pigs. They walk around with their babies right up to the tables begging food like you would have like a cat. Sometimes a lot of cats in Spain. So wildlife here is not a threat.
So if anything happens to me.
Yeah, what? Oh, it was a terrible accident. Oh,
just know,
there's a venomous snake pushed her down the stairs.
I promise you, this is actually chamomile tea that we're both drinking. Jackie's, but are you sure there's no wine in those cups? Right, can I just go back to some of the questions, because I think there were some good questions that need answering. Are you good with that?
Yeah,
thank you. If you go back up.
You want to go from the start?
It was around up a little bit more, up a little bit more, up a little bit more. Oh, let's just start at the beginning. Okay, here we go. This was the question. What about wedding photos after divorce? Throw it out or give it to the grown-up children, or put it in storage? So Gigi, what my mum did after her and my dad got divorced is she asked me and my sister if we wanted them. And my sister was like, yes. I was like, she can have them, because I don't want the old energy. And this was intuitive, I was only 16 when this took place, but I just didn't want them with me. So my sister's actually got them with her. So that's what I would do. First port of call is offer to your children, because at the end of the day, it is their parents. You're absolutely correct. And you can't forget that, like, no matter whether someone was a good person or a bad person, like, at the end of the day, if you've got children, like, they still have those two parents. So, you have to be reasonable from that extent. Do you need their pictures all around your house? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, that's what I would do. Offer them to your children. And if your children don't want them, then it's up to you whether you want to save them or put them in storage.
Yeah, that's a good question.
So, I spent quite a few years in victim mode. It wasn't a pleasant experience. Yeah. So Rachel has had a massive breakthrough. And it's not just a breakthrough for her, but she's had a massive breakthrough for her children recently as well. And this is because she has recognized that she was in victim mode. Okay. We have to own the fact that we step into victim. We get sick. Oh my God, why is this happening to me? Oh my God. Do you know what? Sometimes, like, I felt a little bit weird a couple of days ago, didn't I? I just went, I just feel as if I'm getting a bit like in my throat or something. And so I just needed to rest.
She stopped on the cigars.
And my pipe. So I just rested, and obviously what happened, that's all the universe needed me to do, was just rest, because I was fine. Like, a couple of hours later, much to David's disgust, I was back out there.
Trying to control what we're watching on television. Do you want to? No, let's move down a bit then.
Every time.
Yeah. All right, I'll just keep going until we get another question.
Okay, cool. I saw something about abusive relationships from Lizzie. That would be a good one to go to as well.
Yeah, she said she's had 3 abusive relationships, one after the other.
Yeah, I've answered that question about my group.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, all of my groups and everything, if you want to know where anything is or how to find me, go to the description field of this video and you'll be able to find it. Okay.
Oh, you've answered that. I think Charlie Mahoney have a lot of trolls.
Yeah, we covered that off earlier. I was just saying about those 2 ladies that decided that, what we were doing was nonsense.
Traipsing was the word they used.
No, that was somebody else. One of David's followers unfollowed him because he's always traipsing around with Lucy.
With that Lucy.
With that Lucy, you know.
Like, traipsing around in Dachau.
Sorry that I took him away from you.
Baby, I want to take you in a romantic weekend to Dachau.
Yeah, I know, right? He treats me like such a babe. Keep going. Well,
I am. I'm moving down.
Okay,
I'm just seeing, because I missed a few of the couple of minutes at the start.
Okay. Do you have the rubbish tips in Spain? I'm loving it down. My local one. It's very cleansing to declutter. No, I don't think you do you?
Well,
like the landfill kind of side.
No, I donate my stuff, because, guys, I used to wear suits every day, and I had, I think, 40 suits or something. I was always in suits, you know, for work, and I can't stand them. I don't like them, so I gave a lot of the stuff away. Leather jackets and suits. It was good stuff, so I didn't throw them out. I donated them. Yes. That would be funny walking at some guy wearing my suit once, wouldn't it?
I had to take them to the place because, you know, and I have to do the same again tomorrow.
I was in Germany, wasn't I? Where was I? Somewhere.
I've got no bloody idea. Somewhere. Right. What if it was a good relationship at the time and you're still good friends? What around photos? That's a different energetic. However, you must remember that there is still an attachment. There is still a cord. You know, sometimes we're in a relationship with somebody where we should have only ever been friends, right? And this is you know, probably going to resonate with a lot of you. However, for me personally, a relationship is a relationship, and there needs to be a cut, whether that means, you know, a period of time where you don't speak, getting rid of the photos, all of that stuff. But again, it's down to each individual. However, what you've said there is it was a good relationship at the time and you're still good friends. Like, those words are very important here. If you truly believe it was a good thing and everything was okay, and, you know, that kind of stuff, then you might want to keep photos. For me personally, I don't. I'm just going to touch on Gretchen's question as well. Deleting phone numbers. So this is something which is really, really, really important. If you have people that have energetic attachments to you and they are still, you know, contacting you like regularly, you need to take ownership at some point that you are allowing this person to feel that way. Give them the power for them to be able to message. Like, you are allowing that to take place. We absolutely have to take ownership. Do you want it to be even brighter? You have to take ownership of the piece of the puzzle that you are playing. He plays around with everything when we come on here.
I like to have things perfect on the video, audio, visual range, you know.
He's a perfectionist.
I am a bit of a perfectionist.
He's a perfectionist. It's a bloody nightmare where videos are concerned.
Gretchen, instead of deleting the numbers, why don't you hire a hit team from the Eastern European and send them around there and blow up their entire street just to make sure the neighbors don't.
And when this video gets deleted, you know why? Because it's violating standards, yeah?
Oh,
anyway,
come on, that was a joke.
I don't think they know how to take jokes in YouTube, though, do they?
My husband's a hoarder in every aspect. He's learning.
That's great, Kerry. I'm so pleased.
Well, it must be, I suppose, if you've been together for years and it starts happening slowly you can do it. But poor Lucy was just dropped into it.
Do you know, like, let's talk about that for a moment. Let's just talk about that for a moment. Little Lucy over here, who has no attachments whatsoever. I'm extremely I've cut everything, completely cut everything. No dependence, no nothing at all. And I walk into this. I've had to help him declutter his home. I've had to help him clean up his bloody attachments. I've had to help him with all of this stuff. It's like, oh my God, what did I sign up for?
Well, obviously, something.
Lots of love.
Lots of love. There you go. I had a whole pile of crystals and stones all just thrown in the middle of the table. And then she came in and rearranged them all. And then what's this and what's this? There's so much stuff like, it's just stuff like, the problem with me is when we go anywhere, we go to these functions, people give us things.
Yeah.
And it's lovely.
Going with this.
It's really nice that they give us stuff, but then you just don't know what to do with it because
we just have to follow the trail of photographs that Lucy will be tossing out the window to find a new gaff.
It's what do you do with it? Because they bring it from all like different parts of the world and say, hey, Mahoney, like, I'll give you an example. And I actually treasure this. A guy gave me a silver coin. He said, this was my grandfather's and my father's, and you helped us with the meds. And, you know, I'd like to give this from our family to you. I was like, oh, wow, it's so special. So you get things that have meaning, and you can't be disrespectful. People give me books all the time, and I don't read books, but maybe sometime I will, or somebody will get something out of it. So I do take them. I'll say that, you know, somebody will enjoy that. So it's stuff that I don't really want to throw away because I've got too much of it. And then strange things like, look, there's a key lying around on the desk of the office desk. I've no idea. There's keys all the time. No idea what that key's for. It's been here for months, just lying around, and stuff just appears, and I don't know what it's from.
He loves to hold on to stuff. He really loves to hold on to stuff. I'm just going to address Rosalie's comment. As I just said, probably whilst you were typing that, you don't have to throw it away if you don't want to. Like, there's no right or wrong with this. What my point is if you are happy, exactly as I just explained to, I think it was Gemma, if you want those memories, do, but just recognize that sometimes when we hold on to these memories, they are stopping you from perhaps going forwards and creating a new relationship, or maybe you're creating the old one coming into a loop. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you what to do with your life. It's just a perspective. Looks like a suitcase key. It does.
It does look like a suitcase.
It really does.
Maybe it is.
How far have you gone with Lucy's book? Bloody good question, Mira.
I have a little plan with that. This next few days, I have some flying to do for a couple of days, so I'm going to attack it there.
And how about the video that I asked you to watch, darling?
Oh yeah, I haven't had a chance today. I've been with you since we woke up this morning.
That's not true.
I had a couple of hours away. I was doing something, but I'll watch that as well. I've got some flights when I do a lot of this catching up, so I've got 2 flights to do this week, so I'm going to do that. Clearing out old pictures. Yeah, I mean, I've got a photograph of my mother on the wedding, sort of on the wall at home, and I like that. But other photographs, I don't mind throwing them out, really. It depends on it, because I've got a couple of relationships from 20 years ago. We're still Happy New Year and Happy Birthday and pictures of her kids, and, my son's older now and stuff like this. I haven't seen them in 15 years, these people. But I tell you what always stuck inside my head, and I'd like to share this story, okay? So,
is David a Gemini? Yes. Well observed.
How did they know? I'm such not a typical Gemini.
He really is. I don't know how I've ended up with a Gemini, by the way.
Yes, I'd tell you what is horrible. I would not like to have a Gemini in my life. I met my girlfriends at the time, like 2004-05. Her grandfather was a GI that stormed the beaches in Normandy. And I loved the guy. He used to tell stories, and none of his family understood the hardship and sacrifices that these soldiers went through. But I do. I'm a bit of a World War II buff. So I formed a really good relationship with this guy. And about 5-6 years down the line, he eventually died because he was old. But during his lifetime, when he was 19 in France, he saw a young girl walking down the street, and he said, "Hey, good morning." And she spoke broken English. She spoke some French, and he figured out that she was looking for milk. So he gave her one of these great big cans of powdered milk. You add water to, and she was so thankful for it. He followed her back, and it turned out that she said, "Come," because they were in this town for a couple of days, and he became quite friendly with her. I actually think I think she was about 17 or 18 or something, and I suspect that they became lovers for the few days. Something happened anyway. He realized that she wanted the milk for a little baby sister who was an infant, literally newly born, and needed milk. The Germans had destroyed the entire village in France. There was no infrastructure there. So he saved this family. Now, that young girl, he was 19 at the time he was on D-Day. Even if she was 15, 16, 17, that's not what we're talking about. I don't know. I never found out. But they kept in touch their entire lives. 75 years or something, they used to write and send cards, and there was no emails then, It was a nice friendship that lasted all those years. And I thought, from that one incident of her meeting this nice GI, he could have been a horrible GI, you know what I mean, and done anything, but it saved that. And the little baby grew up, had family, and he had pictures of all these kids and all the grandkids and all the great grandkids. And he told me the whole story. I was like, wow, what a nice thing to do. So I thought that was sweet. And his wife, he was married twice. His wife, I don't know if she ever said, "Why is this French woman always writing to you?" It would have been terrible, that, wouldn't it? If he said, "Okay, I'm sorry that you feel that way. I'll stop the communication." But I thought it was nice that you kept up those.
It's a very old-fashioned thing to do, isn't it? A very old-fashioned thing to do. I love the story, but can we get back onto the topic?
Sure, absolutely.
Because I love the tangents. I love the tangents.
It always happens, doesn't it?
We've only got a few minutes left, so we need to get back onto it.
You're sure you do what you want. Be like that then.
Oh, come on,
No,
come on.
Go.
So let's just go back and just round up what we've been talking about this evening. Okay, we must take ownership, like without question, as to what we are bringing into our lives. Everything that you are living is your own manifestation, your own creation. Yes, I'm talking cancer. Yes, I'm talking, people trolling you, that kind of thing. Everything that we've been talking about, like we are calling it all in, and we must recognize this. It is not the right energy to be putting out of, oh, why is this happening to me? Because what's going to happen is more of that is going to happen to you. Oh, why have I got sick? Why have I got this going on? All you're doing is asking the universe to provide you even more of that. So like David said earlier, when something goes on and you find yourself, to a point of, I like the fact that we amuse these people, don't you? Maybe we should start a little show.
Look what Lucy said. She says, I still have a letter from my partner when he wrote to me from prison. I do like a good letter.
Oh my God, I love it. It's really important though that we take the ownership of what we are doing. Like every time you say, why me, you are being a victim. Why has this happened to me? So what I would do is be like, okay, the tire's gone flat. Right. What did I do to ask this to come in? Did I ask to slow down? Did I ask to stay at this person's house for the night? Ridiculous things like that. Like the universe is delivering everything. So if you're there going, oh my gosh, I really want to stay at this person's house tonight. And then all of a sudden you get a flat tire when you're outside theirs. You're like, well, you're freaking stuck there, unless they've got equipment to bump your tire up at their house, like who knows. So just remember what you're putting out, it's being delivered. But okay, it's a stupid example, but it's
do you have any pumping equipment? Excuse me, I just had a flat tire. Do you have any pumping equipment? No, I think you should go something deeper. I think like finding yourself in the same old situation, find frustrating. Like relationships is a good one. Yet another guy who's a loser. Yet another girl that just, it's not suitable for me. Wasting my time again. Change what you're doing. If you're finding yourself in the same repeat patterns of something, whatever it is that you don't like, that's not sitting well with you, that doesn't resonate with you, change the rules of engagement.
I agree.
Change your rules. Go back to square one. Imagine
write a list. What is it that you want? If you are going, oh, I want somebody, that looks like this and looks like that, you're going to get the looks, but you're actually probably going to get quite a rotten inside unless you are, actually asking for certain characteristics. And people laugh at me when I say this, but you've got to get clear on what you want and you've got to ask the universe for it. Like write a list. If you're single and you want to be in a relationship, write a freaking list. Like get out there, write the list. Likewise, if you want a new car or whatever, give the characteristics as to what you want that car to look like. Well, I've just had a new baby, so I need it to be safe and I need this and I need that. Put it out there to the universe. Like the universe wants to deliver you everything. It wants to give you all of your heart's desires. But once you've got your list of characteristics in a person talking about relationships, like David's just said, you can't then be behind closed doors going, yeah, well, they're all going to cheat. Yeah, well, all women are, they can't be trusted. Oh, they're all devious. They're all going to, because then you're sabotaging it. Yes, you've got this list of purity of the kind of requirements that you want, but behind closed doors, you're sabotaging it. Which thought do you think is going to win? The positive mental attitude, like the positive notes that you've written, or the self-sabotaging thought? Trust me, this one is 10 times more powerful than this. So all you need to do is feed a negative thought, and trust me, God, like I'll have something pop in my head and I'm like, oh my God, you can get away from me because I don't need that shit, not today. And you need to get that clear with yourself. No, that's my ego. Why is my ego trying to keep me safe? Because last time, Lucy, your heart got broken. Oh, David, last time somebody did this is what happened to you. So we go back to these old memories. And even when we say, no, we don't, I'm over that, I've moved past that, this is what's happened. Trust me, until you can just say to the old sabotaging thought, nah, hang on a minute, I'm not doing that, you will continue to live in the loops, exactly like what David was saying.
Yeah, you got to get out the loops. Easy way for me, what I'd say to the men out there is if you find yourself getting lost, go back to where you started. So you've got to make a mental note of how this journey all started. Yeah. So if you're hanging out, why does my keep getting vandalized, or why do I keep getting ripped off, or all of these questions, why? Go back to the roots and change the roots plan. turn left instead of right. You know, you've got to go back and figure out where you're going wrong and go back and change it. And although it might go against everything you believe in, try it. What's the worst that can happen, you know? You've got to go back to bare roots, get back to the bare problem.
Something that David's just said about going wrong. I love the fact that you just said that, because my perception is that nothing goes wrong. It's about the lessons that we need to learn. But I love the fact, because that's what we do. We go, well, this went wrong. Like, why would I do it again? It went wrong last time. And it's such a conditioned way of thinking. What about if we go, right, I learnt the lesson.
Yeah.
Now I learnt the lesson. I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to remember that next time I'm not going to do that behavior which ended up in this situation. You have to take self-ownership for it. And that's what this whole video is about. Take self-ownership, like put yourself out there, like be vulnerable, be loving, be kind, be all of the things that you want to receive back, because when you can be like that, you're going to receive a lot more. You guys know I've taught you how to create the thought, imprint it in the quantum field, and then call it to you. Get rid of these self-sabotaging thoughts.
Are you pointing at me?
No, I'm just...
You're pointing at somebody.
Paranoid?
See, now she called me paranoid. There's a witness. I think that's good advice, Lucy, what you told people there. I mean,
Thanks.
As you get older, you find yourself more relaxed, but I see so many people frustrated. I got a brother, for example, some of the things he keeps doing, I'm like, you know, this is like stuff you've been doing for 30 years. I'm looking at him thinking, you know, are you going to see the pattern difference? But it's like a navigation system. If you follow the nav in your car, you're never going to learn. So also the fact is, be aware of what you're doing and be aware of the circumstances around you. Watch for signs. Oh, no, I've seen this before. I don't like this. I don't like that, you know.
But it doesn't mean at that point, when you see the sign, that you close down. You have the conversation, or you do whatever it takes to bring it back into wholeness, because remember, this is your stuff. If you're starting to recognize a sign or a pattern, you know, and it's amazing. You and I talk about this quite often, don't we? Like, we see certain things taking place and we bring it back into a pattern, and then we go, right, okay, like, how do we change it? You know, lots of different things. We were talking about similar stuff today in the car about something, you know, completely separate, but it's extremely, extremely important that you just recognize those patterns. And the only way you do it is not by running away. It's by standing there and going, right, I remember this last time. This is how it felt. I'm going to do something different this time.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm not saying, like, when it gets to a point, if you need to run away, you run away, but you have to honor yourself, because otherwise there's regret, there's guilt, there's shame, there's all of those emotions.
But also, yeah, don't be worried about making mistakes.
No.
You know, that's something else that people, here's a good thing that Lucy now is, Lucy's learning Spanish, and she refuses to speak it with me because she says that I make her feel, what was the word? Silly. When I ask you, what did you learn? Because your pronunciation might be a little bit off.
Yeah.
So I've said, well, I shouldn't be doing that, really. And although I smile when she says things, because it sounds cute. It's funny, you know, it's like slight little differences. I think it's kind of cute. But now she said, no, because you're making fun of me. I say, I'm not making fun of you. I think it's cute. I like it. Tell me what you've learned. But I've already done the damage. So it's going to be quite a bit of work for me to heal that, because you're always suspicious of me making fun of you, which is actually I was. But then when she said, you know, I'm not going to speak it anymore now because you're not helping. And I said, you know what? She's right. And you have to go back and say, okay, I see that now. And if it was me, the other side of it, I'll change that.
I get more help from his son than him.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I get it. David's fluent in Spanish, like, as is your son, but David's fluent, right? And David, like, there's something, he's very different when he speaks in English to when he speaks in Spanish. In Spanish, you're very aggressive. You're very like, you know, and I get it. Like, that's the Spanish way. But for me, I need to feel safe. And like I share with you guys, I need to feel safe when I'm learning something new. And if I don't feel safe, then I'm just going to close down. And that's not because I don't trust him or whatever, but I'm going to get to a point whereby I'm confident, where I can just have a conversation with him or say something to him. And if he says anything, I'll just, you know, I'll have the confidence to be able to say something back.
Like, get stuffed.
Yeah, like, F you, buddy.
Have you selected?
What? Look, we're over now. Will you stop?
All right. I was just curious if she'd done it. She has done it. She's done it. Right.
He's so naughty.
The
He won't
lighting
leave things
tonight.
alone. Anyway, ladies and gents, we're going to have to wrap it up there. because
We're going down the Indian curry house.
no, we're not. They know that I'm not.
We're not really, no.
He just loves Raj. Whoever Raj is, he's been with me a lot this last few weeks. He's been with me a lot.
Down.
I almost had to ban him again a couple of days ago. But it's been great to be back with you. I'm not going to apologise for the tangents because I know you guys love it, and I'm not going to apologise for the fact that we've gone off piece tonight, because I always do. I think it's been fun. It's been fun. There seems to have been a lot of laughter tonight, which is good.
This is good. I mean, these are just common life lessons that I think people often overlook. Being in a repeat pattern of making the same mistakes, it's so easy to do. And I see so many people doing it. You too, we've talked about this. You just have the courage and the determination to be able to change it. Try it. If it doesn't work out, what's the worst that can happen? But, being the victim, saying, why does it always happen to me? Why does God hate me? Why does the universe hate me?
Why am I sick?
Why am I always...
Why am I not in love? Like, why can't I keep a boyfriend? Why can't I... all sorts of things.
Yeah. Just try doing something different. Be aware of your surroundings. Look at yourself from a third party. I find that helps me a lot. If I take myself out and say, well, that was a mistake, wasn't it, Mahoney? You shut up. Don't you tell me. Look at yourself as a third party, and you can laugh at yourself as well. It's not the end of the world. You can always go back and start again. Try it from a different perspective.
Certainly can.
So that's it.
Okay, guys, we will see you next week, no doubt. I don't think I'm going to be anywhere next week. I think I'm going to be here. So
what days?
We will be live next week, but it's Monday.
Monday next week.
It's Monday every week. Oh shit! Sorry, I didn't mean to kick you. I just crossed my legs and kicked him straight in the chin. So thanks for coming tonight, guys. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, share it with anybody that you know and love, and we will see you next week. All right, guys. Love you lots.
Adios, muchachos.
See you later.
See you guys.